3, 2, 1. This whole madness started with this petty little affair. Petty to the one who reads it in the paper. Less petty to the one who's getting shot. Clawville, the city of opportunity, the city of dreams, a bastion of tolerance and equality, a genuine shithole. You know, truth is a weird dame. No matter how loyal you are to her, she'll cheat on you in the end. The question is, are you gonna stay by her side? And if you do, what price are you willing to pay? The poor schmuck was face down on the ground. Insects may breathe through holes, but this guy had way more than he needed. Probably escaped from the Hive. Was he being chased, or just happened to be in the wrong neighborhood? Who knows? I'm a detective. Those are the questions I should be answering. But I knew there would be no answers in this case. In fact, there would be no case either, simply because the victim was what he was.
A fly.
Really? Thank goodness you can see in the dark, old owl. Where would we be without you? By the way, what are you doing here? You don't work for us anymore.
This is the third time you called me back from my little hole, boys. You must be desperate.
May the great wild ones protect us if we've sunk this low.
Woohoo! Very funny. So, you want some facts?
Sure. Let's get started.
His name was Novak, according to his papers, but almost certainly an alias.
Pretty likely. Just another fugitive from the Hive, huh?
Who knows?
All right. I'll snoop around a little. Then we'll talk.
I can't wait.
And no drinking on duty, okay?
On duty? Ha! I'm not a cop nor a doctor anymore. If you need me, make peace with how I work.
Oh, feathery heavens, Doc. Relax. I can see you're having a bad night.
Bad? Why, is there another kind?
Clucking furry hell. I don't need this. So, a few sketchy facts about the victim are never enough. I had to snoop around, see if I could find anything useful. Even if I knew there would be no file on the poor bastard, it just seemed like the right thing to do. The car crashed into the post. That was not the cause of death, but it probably helped to make it quicker and more dramatic, too. The poor dope crashed right next to a police booth. How ironic. A lonely field patrol. She doesn't seem very concerned about the case. The Times River. How much dark filth has its waters washed away? Swimming is not recommended. The alleged Novak. As far as I can see, he has at least 6 or 7 holes in his body. I don't know what I'll do with it, but since I've already picked it up, I might as well check it out. 9mm cartridge cases. They can come from either a machine gun or a pistol. So, what about the severed legs?
Are you bird-brained? Stop waving that thing around.
You're a coroner. You're used to this sort of thing, aren't you?
Everything has its time and place, boy.
Can you tell me anything useful about it or not?
The arms were carefully and individually plucked out, but only after death.
Ugh. You think so?
I'm sure of it. No sign of a struggle. Even his suit was barely wrinkled. Tearing off an insect's limbs isn't so easy. He would have struggled if he was still alive.
You could have been a detective, Doc. Not a good one, but a detective.
Thanks. I got enough misery of my own.
Well, I guess I won't see you at the station.
That's right. You won't. I'm only going there if they take me in handcuffs.
I can help with that.
I'm scared.
So, that's our cue?
Adieu, Mr. Novak. Or whatever your name is.
I didn't know you spoke insect.
Just a few words. I had a ladybug girlfriend before the Hive closed.
I don't want to know about that.
Oh, but it's such a juicy story. There's a lot of bang-bang and some kiss in it.
Enough, okay?
Okay. Big, stupid bird. I always hated you.
What did you say?
Who, me?
Not you, Marty. Bubo. Hey, what are you doing here?
Boss? Is there a problem? You look pale. Like all the color's just gone out of you. Although, now that I say that out loud, it's like the whole world has lost its color.
Oh, no. I'm not dreaming all this, am I? It's not a bloody clucking dream, is it?
You tell me, boss. You're the famous detective.
Oh, this is just a clucking nightmare.
Actually, this is more like a game.
Hey, don't ruin the whole thing.
Enough. That old case with Bubo. And then Marty showing up. What the hell was that supposed to mean? Yeah, relax, old bird. You were dreaming. But she's not a dream. Who the heck is she? Oh, cluck. I've got a terrible headache. An even worse deja vu. Well, I hope she's not hiding a revolver under that pretty little cloak of hers. Because if she is, I won't be able to stop her. Oh, cluck. Is my doorbell broken again?
I'm sorry. I had to sneak in unnoticed.
So you're the sneaky type, huh? I'll make a note of that. But feel free to sneak back out.
I can't do that.
Here we go again.
I need to make sure you're gonna help me.
Lady, listen. I don't even know who you are or what this is about.
Promise me.
Okay, I promise I'll listen to you. Just calm down.
Good. I believe you.
Splendid. Now, let's start at the beginning. You know I just installed the new lock on my door. How did you get in?
What do you mean, how? The door was wide open.
Is that so? Jeez. In that case, of course, make yourself at home. Do you always go through any open door you see?
I didn't intend to.
Look, ma'am, I can't stress this enough. I don't do private cases. I'm not your average gumshoe detective. Yeah, it's about time I wrote that on the door.
You have to understand, no one can help me but you. Only the chicken police. I heard about your last case, and...
You can't imagine how many times I've heard this, and I'm getting really tired of it.
all I'm asking is that you listen to me, nothing else. After that, if you still feel you're not interested, I'll leave, and you'll never see me again.
Well, that's a bargain, but before we start, can I see your face? I don't like talking to dark silhouettes.
Oh, of course. Forgive me. And don't worry, I won't bite your head off.
That's your clucking luck, old bird. A woman from the darkest depths of the city. From the Hive with love. If we're gonna start, let's start with a kick in the gut, right? Sure, why not? You know it was very dangerous for you to come here. For, someone like you.
Because I'm an insect? Yes, I know.
So what has brought you all the way from the Hive, Miss,
Melandra Mantadea. And yes, I am indeed from the Hive. I see that doesn't surprise you.
Let's just say we don't really see your people outside the Hive these days, sweetheart.
You have no idea what it's like to live there.
I've been to the Hive more than once, although I admit the last time wasn't yesterday.
Things are getting worse every day. But that's not why I'm here.
I guessed as much.
Well, I'm going to get to the point. My husband is missing.
Oh yeah, I know that one. No offense, but have you looked at the local bars and joints? You know, most of the time...
No, you don't understand. He's dead.
You mean he's missing and declared dead?
No, he was already dead when he disappeared.
I'm afraid I'm losing the thread, and I haven't even picked it up yet. It must be my age. So, how was this again?
You might want to sit down for this.
Listen, sweetheart, let's not drag this out, because the curiosity is killing me. And my lower back, too. Of course I blinked, like a first-class schmuck. Marty, on the other hand, looks like someone from the front page of the Weekly Copper. What's up, buddy? Everything all right? Oh, damn. I'm starting to sound like Marty. The last in a series of Chicken Police novels. It's trash, but I felt I had to keep it. All the cigarettes in the world. Since my bedroom has been a hazardous area for some time, I use this sorry sofa as a bed. So, are you ready? I'd like to dig a little deeper. It's not too painful, most of the time.
Go on. That's why I'm here, Mr. Featherland.
Melandra dared to come here alone, so she's a strong and upright gal. Breaking her certainly won't be easy, but maybe she'll open up to me if I approach her gently. Break or open. Either way could lead to success, as long as I don't fall flat on my face. Let's start at the beginning. With your husband.
Milo Masterson.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Masterson? You mean you didn't take your husband's name?
Don't get me wrong, I loved him very much, but in our family, women don't usually do that. It's our way of keeping more of our independence.
I get it. When exactly did your husband die?
A week and a half ago.
And when did you discover that his body was missing?
3 days ago.
And what's happened since then?
I tried to convince myself to come here.
I see you succeeded.
Lucky me.
You know, the last dame in distress who came to me ended up in a pretty bad way.
I'm not your typical shy housewife type, Mr. Featherland. I'll fight my own battles if I have to. But I'll also admit when I'm not up to the task.
Oh, that's a really useful quality. I envy you.
You don't often admit when you need help, do you?
You nailed it, sweet chops. But let's talk about you. Can you tell me what your husband died of?
Poisoning.
You mean being poisoned?
No, nothing like that. It's just, you know, the water in our area is often contaminated. Sometimes it's seriously polluted. And food often arrives moldy or rotten. You know, as they say, the road to the Hive is long.
Has anyone investigated this poisoning?
Not that I know of. No official report was ever filed. There was no autopsy, no police investigation. We just buried him. It's what we do usually.
Clucking hell.
I'm a little surprised that you're upset about it, but I'm glad. That's how I know I'm in the right place.
Can you tell me what a typical day was like for your husband?
He worked in a textile factory. He got up in the morning, went to work, came straight home after work. We spent the evening together, rinse and repeat. But then he lost his job.
And Milo changed?
More like everything changed. The factory was replaced by a new meat substitute plant. You know, the one that makes those horrible fake meat products. Milo couldn't continue working, so he looked for anything else.
Anything else?
He shined shoes when he had to, ran errands, but nothing lasted long. Then he met a strange guy who pretended to be a private detective, but he looked more like a tramp.
Wait a minute. One of those antlered guys? I mean, a stag beetle?
You know him.
Frank Half-Armed Castellini. Oh, yeah, I know him. He was the only insect in the academy. And not long before the Segregation Act, he got bounced from the force.
Milo helped him out for a while, all kinds of courier work. But he soon left him. He always said Frankie's a troublemaker.
Well, I can back you up on that. Well, wait a minute. Why didn't you go to Frank instead of me?
This Frank was a strange, creepy guy. Scattered, dirty, like a bum.
I knew Frank a long time ago. He's a strange one, all right. But he's an exceptional detective.
I'm sure he is, Mr. Featherland, but I still wasn't happy about Milo hanging around him.
Afraid he'd be dragged into some murky business?
I was almost sure of it. I felt it in my antennae. I often sense things like that.
Is that why you came to me? You want me to look into Frank?
I want you to find out what happened to my husband's body. That's all I want. Nothing more, nothing less.
What kind of personality was Milo? How would you describe him in a few words?
Calm, patient, devoted.
You really loved him, didn't you?
I love him even now, Mr. Featherland.
Well, then your husband was a lucky man.
Thank you.
Did he tell you exactly what he did for Frank?
Never in detail, just that he was a kind of errand boy. He got things from A to B.
Nothing more unusual than that?
One night, he came home really upset. After that, he never went to Frank's again. But he didn't tell me what happened, and I didn't probe.
Well, that's a pity. It could easily have had something to do with his disappearance, and maybe even his death. Do you really feel it's worth risking your own life?
Very much so, Mr. Featherland. My husband's body is missing. I wouldn't have wanted a funeral because we should have cremated him in the name of the Great Light, but...
But you didn't. Why?
We left the path of the light to better fit in with the animals, mostly because of me.
So you feel it's partly your fault?
Of course I do. I have a soul, Mr. Featherland, and my husband's soul can never rest in peace.
I think I understand. Sort of. Okay, give me one good reason why I should care about this.
Look, I can't pay you much, but...
It was never about the money, but I'm still a cop. I don't do...
You're saying you don't do private investigations? Not what I heard. Rumor is, when the Wessler Empire...
Let's not dwell on the past. This is a different kind of case.
Because of the Hive, right? So you won't take the case.
Well, maybe. So you've been looking into this all on your own?
I had no choice. I searched the cemetery, but I didn't find a soul. There's an old bug working there. His name's Uncle Joe, kind of a local legend. Almost everybody knows him. He didn't see anything, but he couldn't have seen much because he was drunk as a skunk.
I guess the police didn't bother to question him.
The police? Please.
Have others disappeared from the cemetery, or just your husband?
His was actually the third, and then 3 others went missing, as I heard.
You say 6 bodies are on the loose?
Don't put it that way. But yes, that's what I know.
And this, Uncle Joe fella, what else do I need to know about him?
When I talked to him, he was scared. I guess he was either beaten or threatened, probably both.
Well, thank you for answering my questions, Missy.
So, the interview, that was it?
You'd better not leave town. Stick around. It's the best thing to do.
So be it, Mr. Featherland.
You see? That's what I'm talking about.
Does this mean you'll take the case?
Well, if I don't do it, no one will, right?
Not likely.
First, I need to talk to Marty, my partner.
It seems everything they say about you is true.
I hope not. But please don't go anywhere until I get back. I'll look into it, but it'd be extremely dangerous for you to be out there.
I don't want to be a burden, Mr. Featherland.
It would be a much bigger burden if I had to go out and look for you.
Maybe... All right. You're right.
Good. Make yourself, comfortable. Clocking hell. What am I doing? The Hive. I swore to myself I'd never go back to that place. Well, that's me in a nutshell. I stood there like a crumbling old statue. Meanwhile, my doom crept in through the crack beneath the door like cigarette smoke. I could smell it. What can I say? Marty's gonna be over the moon. Ever since the chicken police came back into the spotlight, he's been looking for trouble. Well, if there's one place we can get it, that's the Hive. But first, I have to find that oversized feather pillow. Let's see. Let's see. Nothing. Strange. Marty always answers the phone, no matter how late I call. Maybe he's at the station. Let's see.
Favo Police Department, how can I help you?
Hey, Mon.
Is that you, Sonny? What's up, Chief?
Is Marty in there?
He's left already. Why?
Nothing. I'll go look for him at home, I guess.
Okay, Boss Bird. But tell me, is everything all right? You sound kind of strange.
Oh, come on, Mon. You know it's never all right.
Just the usual. Well, take care of yourself, okay?
Later, sweetheart.
Bye, Sonny.
Is there a problem, Mr. Featherland?
No, nothing. Just, my partner.
Look, if this is becoming a problem, then maybe...
No, nothing like that. I'll have to look for him. I'd probably better go see him at home.
I see. Well, then I hope you're successful.
Yeah, me too. I was ready for the big journey around the wilderness. But a mysterious woman in a hood came to ruin everything. Sound familiar? And she came straight from the Hive, fellas, with a case that looked like straight suicide. Did I take it? Clark, yes, because that's me. The perfect schmuck. The power of the Crown has been weakened, and Clawville is on the brink of total collapse. The insects exiled to the Hive are rioting, and the place is ravaged by gang warfare. The city has always crawled with crime and filth, but now it's worse than ever. And what do? I jump right in. Now all I had to do was get Marty, my partner, to back me up. But he strangely refused to pick up the phone. I wonder what could have happened to him.
You can't do this to me. You just can't.
What the fluffy, feathery, scaly clucking hell's going on here? Hey, buddy, you all right?
You hear me, honey? That's not how this works. No, it's not.
Yeah, Marty. Hello, Marty.
I've been drinking, right? That I'm drunk? Huh?
Marty. Hey, partner. Hey, buddy. Oh, goddamn featherhead.
You're tearing me apart, Laura!
Oh, no chance. I've got to get him out of this state somehow. It's a tidy little neighborhood and a tidy little house with probably tidy little neighbors. Neighbors who don't deserve this shit show. Marty's beloved Vectra ball. Pretty cold of Laura to chuck that out, but it might just be useful.
Hey, I know you can hear me! Everyone is listening to us, don't you care? Ouch! Hey!
Finally! Good evening, partner.
What the hell, man?
Hey, Marty. Everything okay, buddy?
What? Of course it's you. Who else would it be?
Are you, by any chance, a little tipsy, Marty?
You just don't cluck at me about drinking here, okay?
I didn't say anything.
Well, don't. Because
Listen, Marty. All this stuff here. Yeah, Laura didn't, she didn't throw you out, did she?
what? Me? Ha! I can't be thrown out. I'm Marty Cluckin' McChicken. Did you hear me, honey? I can't be thrown out.
Take it easy, Marty.
Actually, I threw her out. Yeah?
Yeah, sure. Let's get your stuff and get out of here, okay?
Okay, Boss Bird, but promise us we're gonna do something stupid.
Huh, that I'm sure of.
Wait a minute. Just one tiny minute.
Yeah, Marty. Marty, no.
Laura!
Come on!
Laura!
Oh, for cluck's sake. Look, I got something in the car that'll help you. Here it is, my beloved flask. Contains a killer cocktail handed down to me by good old Dr. Bubo.
What the? You want to kill me?
Take a few deep breaths and everything will be fine.
Crazy clucking son of a chicken.
Well? Better?
Yes. Lucky you.
Well, there you go.
But never again.
Agreed. Shall we go?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, and if you puke in my car, I'll pluck you and cook you alive.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
That's my boy. Cold moonlight, exhumed graves, like in one of Marty's horror movies, but it was real. And you could see that whoever was behind the missing bodies would stop at nothing, not even the wrath of the dead. I had chills down my spine, and I saw Marty choke on his words, too. And let's face it, that rarely happens. The only thing that looked worse than the cemetery was that old bug we suspected was Uncle Joe.
Sir? Are you okay?
Do I look like I'm okay, lad? But, wait. The hell? What kind of creatures are you?
Excuse me, sir. You're Uncle Joe, I presume. We're from the Clawville Police Department. Can you tell us what happened to you?
I can, but why should I?
Because we're asking nicely?
What? Ha! The police didn't give a shite about us. Now suddenly they want help. Just bugger off, will you?
Sir, we just...
Are you deaf, lad? Look around if you want, but don't bug me anymore. Fuck my head.
Sir, stay here, please. We might have some more questions.
Where the buzzing hell would I go, eh? We're in a graveyard at the end of the world. Crazy chickens.
Okay.
This is fresh. The ground is still wet.
For the wild ones, creepy to think that this happened so recently.
Yeah, the old man might have something useful to tell us about it. What's this? Let's see.
Distant light. What does that mean? A brand, a place?
Let's ask the old man and see.
Excellent idea. Are you looking forward to swinging around in one of these?
I know you're just pulling my leg, but I'm really thinking that after this is over, I'll just buy a little farmhouse and sit on a porch and wait for the old Reaper.
Come on, you're not that ancient. I mean, how old are you? 60, 70, something?
Asshole, I'm only 50.
Yeah, sure. You're 50 like I'm 25.
Then let's keep it that way. I'm 50, you're 25, so I can call you boy and you can call me sir.
Yes, sir.
Stupid boy. I think we should show him something. We found this piece of glass here. Can you tell us anything about it?
The last time I saw it, it was part of a huge bottle I got it on the head with.
So they hit you with a bottle which shattered.
Phew, you must be some kind of super cop to put that picture together. You know, bugs' heads are pretty hard. Mine especially.
Oh, yeah, we put it together. Literally.
What do you want me to say? I got slammed, and when I woke up, 2 more graves had been robbed. That's the story.
The attackers were from the Hive?
You mean they were insects? Yeah.
And do you know who they were?
Oh, of course. While they were beating my head, we had quite a nice chat. I even invited them in for tea.
Okay, I see. Well, is that all you can tell us?
Oh, you're the detectives, aren't you? Do I have to do everything for you?
Good point.
Shut up, Marty. the bodies that were taken? You said they were just buried?
I buried them myself, yes. They were fresh as yesterday's snow.
Goodness, hairy, feathery, scaly skies. Why would anyone need 2 fresh corpses?
I don't know. Maybe they'll eat them.
Don't be ridiculous, Joe.
Well, I was just saying what came to me mind.
How many bodies have gone missing recently?
Including those? 8, if I'm counting right.
Melandra said 6. Since then, there's 2 more.
That's 8?
That's 8, yes. Thanks, Marty.
You're welcome.
Thanks to you too, Uncle Joe.
You're welcome, lads.
On the bottle, it said, distant light. What does that mean?
Oh, good heavens, Lord of eternal light, help me.
A little more specific?
You know what? Forget the whole thing. This little injury is nothing. And the dead, well, they're dead anyway, aren't they? They don't care. Why bother?
Excuse me?
Look, forget it. Go back to town. Tomorrow is a new day and everything will go on, am I right?
You lost me, pal.
Just leave me alone, okay?
Just relax, my friend, relax. Tell me, what's the distant light? And why does it bother you so much?
No, just please leave me. Go back to where you came from.
Look, we need your help. Someone's in a lot of trouble, and we fear the entire hive may be in danger.
What do you know of danger, huh? The distant light. There. That's where you'll find the danger you seek.
So it is a place.
Not a place, the place. The hive's darkest lair where evil lies. A place where a reputable bug like me would never set foot.
Yes, we can see that you're a decent bug. That's why we need your help. What do we need to know about this place?
I'm gonna get killed for this, okay?
We're not gonna let that happen.
That's easy for you to say.
We're doing this for all our sakes. The whole city, animals and insects alike.
Oh, all right. All right. I'll show you where to find the place. But there's something else you should know.
What's that?
The distant light is not just a place, and it's not even just a gangster's joint. That place is the lair of the Great Web.
The Great Web? You mean the Great Web? I thought it was...
A nanny's tale. I wish it was.
So the Spider Queen is real, huh?
And if she is behind the body snatching, then may the Lord of Light have mercy on us all.
Damn.
Well, what do you say, Sonny? It's been a long time since we've been on such an exciting date together.
That was well done.
What?
The way you handled that guy, the way you calmed him down, that was really good. I couldn't have done that better myself.
Hey, thank you. That's pretty rare for you, Boss Bird. I'm so moved, I don't know what to say.
Okay, shush, Marty. Don't get used to it.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
Speaking of Her Majesty...
Look, lads, you don't look like complete bird brains.
Thank you, I guess.
Believe me, it's better for me and for you if we don't continue this conversation.
Look, I understand you're scared, but fear has no place here. You need to help us.
I need to help. You animals are just rushing in here and we need to jump when you whistle, right? Well, you locked us up behind these walls, so bugger off.
Oh, hey! You misunderstand us, pal. I mean, you have to help us because it's for the good of the city. What's more, it's for the good of the Hive and all the insects. We're investigating missing insects for the love of the wild ones.
Okay. Well, chickens. There's a little rhyme or reason to that.
Finally. Thank you.
But if you want to poke around the Queen, you can already rent yourselves a grave here. I can show you a nice plot if you like.
Look, old man, we've dealt with all sorts of shady lowlifes before. What makes this person so special?
Oh, she's not a person, son. She is the web itself. She feels every little move in the Hive from her throne.
Wow, this is getting more interesting. I like her.
Marty, please.
Okay, just one more thing, lads.
Yeah?
Cremation or burial?
I'm sorry, what?
If they kill you here in the Hive, what would you like? Cremation or burial?
Well, Marty's bulletproof, and I'll probably just turn to dust on the spot, but thanks for thinking of us, Joe. Means a lot.
Oh, come on, you big eggs. It's no big deal.
Have a good one, old bug. So, head to the distant light?
Or we just go home and call it a day while we still can.
You don't really mean that.
No, not really.
Well, then why are we still running our beaks? We need to go.
You got that right, partner. The distant light. Inviting for the locals, I'm sure, but it makes my comb crawl just to look at that collapsing neon sign. Could this be the last light we'll see? Or the light at the end of the tunnel? Still, there's nothing we can do. The trail drew us here like insects drawn to the flame. We have to find out who's running this place and what she has to do with the disappearance of the bodies.
Ah, shit. I didn't bring Bertha. We might need her here.
Your shotgun would only cause more trouble, believe me. This is not the Hive it used to be, pal. Things have changed.
Clucking hell, I feel like everyone's staring at us.
Well, they probably are. You remember the rules, right?
Yeah, I remember. No looking up, no looking down, no looking anywhere. We should have come with paper bags on our head.
If we're lucky, we won't be here long. But we need to talk to whoever's pulling the strings.
The strings?
I mean, the Spider Queen.
We're so gonna die.
Let's hope not.
So what happens now?
I guess we need to ask the locals where to find her.
Great plan. Go ahead, take the glory.
You're not much help today, Big Bird.
But I am amazing company.
Huh, sure.
Look at the size of him. All yours, Boss Bird.
Huh? What's up with you?
Nothing. It's just,
Okay, whatever you want. Chicken.
What was that?
I said you're a coward.
That hurts.
Swell. Hey, big guy.
Yeah?
Tell me, what's your name?
Hank. Hank Hardshell.
Are you an athlete, Hank?
What?
Well, that's a vector ball bat in your hand.
Oh, that? What about it?
If you're not playing Vectra Ball, you shouldn't be waving that around. And we need to confiscate it.
As my learned colleague says.
Did we say something funny?
Aye, that's a good one. Really.
Now listen here, you slimy.
Take it easy. Let's start from the beginning. We haven't introduced ourselves. Do you know who we are?
Chickens?
Yeah, but that's not what I mean.
Coppers, right?
Chicken coppers.
I'm good at this. I like guessing games.
Can you also guess what happens if you don't give us that bat?
I guess it stays with me.
The law is the law, big boy. I don't make the rules. But if you don't give us the bat, we have to take you in.
Okay. So listen here, chicken coppers. This is the Hive, in case you didn't notice. You don't have anywhere to drag me. There's no PD here. Or are we going to drive all the way to the centre of town so you can stick me in a cell and hunch over paperwork till dawn for a wee bat? I didn't think so.
What? How dare you?
Okay, big boy. Fair enough.
Take this as a warning.
Oh, oops. I just shit my pants, cluckers.
Watch it. Sometimes I think it's the neon lights that hold this town together.
What? Are you okay?
I mean, if the last neon light goes out, it's all over. This whole mess just collapses.
Listen to me, Marty. I'm the depressed cop, okay? And one is more than enough. So you better get your crazy optimistic self working again, because I think that's what's holding this town together, not neon lights.
That was genuinely nice of you, Sonny. Thanks.
You see? That's what I'm talking about. That is you. Let's keep it that way.
Okay, Sonny.
Hey, don't push it.
What is that stuff the insects use to hold their buildings together?
I'm sure there's a scientific name for it, but on the street, it's just called the goo. It's flexible, yet almost unbreakable. It's used to hold buildings together when they're falling apart.
And some buildings are built entirely of that stuff.
Very rarely. It's an extremely difficult and valuable material to produce.
They say that under the jungles of Torogo, whole cities are made of it.
It's just a legend, Marty. Don't believe everything you read in your magazines.
Maybe that fine young lady can help us.
No flirting, okay? We're busy right now.
How can you say that after what happened with Laura?
I just know you, Marty. That's all.
That was the old Marty. Now I'm married and heartbroken.
Welcome to the club, pal.
Is there a membership fee?
Just sweat and tears. Hello, miss.
Yes? Can I help you?
We hope so. Can we, get some directions?
Well, okay. What would you like to know? But quickly, please. I'm expecting someone.
We'll be quick, miss. We promise.
Calla. My name is Calla.
Miss Calla. What an exceptional name. So we're actually looking for the local,
We're looking for the Spider Queen, Miss Zenaida.
Oh.
Oh?
Well,
Well,
you mean you really don't know?
We don't know if you don't tell us what we might not know.
This is all hers.
you mean the joint?
The joint. And the street. And the precinct. And everything.
That sounds pretty serious.
It is. You have no idea how much.
Good to know. So, can you tell us where we can find her?
You can find out everything in here, in the distant light. That's all I can say. Although if I were you, I would avoid the place. In fact, the entire Hive for that matter. Please don't bother me any further. Farewell, gentlemen.
I'm sorry, did we say something wrong?
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, we understand. Goodbye. Look, we really don't want to bother you.
So why are you bothering me?
That, slimy mountain of a guy at the door with the big bat in his hand.
Oh, him? Yes, so what about him?
Well, it's a bit difficult talking to him. It's like trying to have a conversation with a bowl of jelly. But you two seem to know each other.
Him and me? What makes you think that?
Well, it's just an assumption. You know, we're detectives.
Ah, yes. That makes sense, I guess.
So, do you know him?
Well, it's an exaggeration to say I know him, but, well, he's Hank.
Yeah, Hank. He's a very handsome fellow for a pretty lady like you.
Pretty lady? Did he say that?
Oh, yeah, he did.
That huge masculine body seems to hide a sensitive heart. And above all, a shy boy.
Really? Oh, hush my heart.
So we thought we'd help him out a little to make the first move.
Can you?
Would you like to talk to him in private?
Is it that obvious?
We're just humble detectives, ma'am.
Well, if you could put in a word for me.
We could try.
Thank you. Thank you, detectives.
Oh, it's nothing, miss. Our pleasure.
Okay, so what do we have to do to get in?
Just ask me nicely and hand me your weapons. That's all.
What? Over my dead feathery body, pal.
Well, I can help you with that.
We're police officers. We can't hand over our weapons to you. It's the other way around.
Aye. And I'm a doorman. I can't let anybody in with a gun. Boom. We're at stalemate. What's next?
You gonna let him talk to us like that?
What do you suggest, Marty?
Oh, you don't want to know.
We'll be back soon, pal.
Good for me, I guess.
Hey, Mushface.
You again. What now?
We were just talking to, Miss Calla when...
Miss, Calla? Huh?
Yeah, the young lady. We couldn't help but notice that you're, eyeing each other.
Me? Don't make me laugh, chickens.
Ah, don't be shy, buddy. She's quite a lovely lady.
Aye, she is. I mean, I suppose she is. We've, never spoken.
What? Why, that's terrible.
It really is.
Something must be done about it.
By all means.
You think so?
Of course. The air is throbbing with chemistry.
Don't overdo it.
Listen, Hank, old bud.
You need to strike while the iron's hot. Who knows if you'll get another chance?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe you're right.
Of course we are.
Okay. I'll try to speak to her. Whew. You can do it, Hanky boy. You can do it.
That's the spirit. Get on it, you stud. I like it when things go well.
You mean when we manipulate invertebrates?
I just like to look at the bright side of things.
Well, be happy in your little world of pink.
Ha! At least mine has colors.
The distant light. We've entered another world. Ruined, run down, alien, yet strangely buzzing with life. Everything's different here. The smells, the sounds, the colors. As if the walls themselves were alive. I felt like a stranger, and yet it felt like home. There was something comforting about the place. Even though I knew that the deeper we went into the hive, the harder it would be to get out. Was there poison in the air? Some intoxicating aroma that lured unsuspecting victims into its web? Well, it's time to find out.
Ugh, it stinks in here.
Clockin' hell, Marty, pipe down, would you?
Can't you smell it? There's something in the air. Honey and poison.
Just trying to be quiet, okay? We're strangers here.
Okay, I'm not a complete moron. I know when to keep my head down.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes.
Right. That's not the right way.
Yeah, if we're not battering rams.
A clean glass of tap water, my good man.
I see I'm dealing with real gentlemen here. There are two things I can't offer you, I'm afraid. One is clean, the other is water.
And what would you recommend on this fine evening, Mr.
Ender. Bartender. Well, we have mead, and whiskey. But I wouldn't recommend that, so mostly mead.
Well, that's quite a selection. What'll it be, Marty?
On second thought, I'll give this one a miss.
My friend is teetotal today, and, well, mead isn't my cup of tea. But since we're here, maybe we'll have something else.
And what would that be, amigo?
Information.
Oh, buzzy hell. So you are cops after all?
We never said we weren't.
You want to get yourselves killed? You know who owns this place?
You mean the Spider Queen. Well, it's going to take a little more than an 8-legged urban legend to scare us.
You think I don't know who you are? Pretty much everybody knows, even if they'd rather deny it. But star cops or not, this isn't your league, boys. Sorry to disappoint.
So what do you suggest, amigo?
Honestly? Get the cluck out and never look back. But knowing your reputation, that won't happen, right?
We're the kind who need to be thrown out.
It happens almost every day.
I thought as much. So, for the fun of it, maybe I can help you out. But no promises.
Then I'll take that as a promise.
You're that ever-sour, obnoxious, loud-mouthed, insufferable but still weirdly charming kind of character, huh?
Exactly.
All right. Ask me anything you want, but make it quick.
I don't want to be indiscreet, but doesn't a spider have 8 limbs? Because if I'm counting right, you have 4 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah, that's 6. Your maths is exceptional, Detective.
Did you, fight in the war?
No, but that's what I usually say when I'm asked.
Then what happened?
If you really want to know, I sold them. But But I've still got 2 little stumps in the middle of my back.
Ouch.
Oh, I was broke, you know. There were some crooks from Clawville who paid top dollar for insect limbs. It's just the way it is these days.
You sold them to be eaten?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for saying it out loud. That makes it so much easier for me.
Ugh, Cluck, sorry.
I'm used to it. Any more anatomy questions, boys?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Neato.
Do you think they keep the expensive porcelain behind that?
Maybe they're hiding priceless archaeological artifacts.
Or having illegal cockfights through there?
Or a secret den with naughty ladies.
You wish, huh?
Feathers! I'm a married man.
Are you?
Well, at least I was yesterday. I hope I still am.
If not, I'll marry you.
Aw, thanks, Boss Bird.
Hey, buddy.
Huh? What the hell are you?
We're chickens. That's enough for now, but say, kid, what's behind that iron door?
For you? Nothing.
Well, if there's nothing there, we might as well check it out, right?
What are you? Some kind of suicide chickens?
Now that you mention it.
Just get the fuck out of here while I click it nicely, okay?
Listen, pal, if you don't want any trouble, you'll let us in. It's that simple.
Am I supposed to be scared now? Ha! I eat little shits like you for breakfast.
You eat shit for breakfast?
What?
Okay, come on. Let's do this.
I'm gonna kill you, meat sack.
Enough.
That?
Was
The Queen.
Costa, send them down.
Yes, Your Highness. Okay, you got lucky, boys. Go down while I'm in a good mood.
Thanks, Bug Boy.
Hey, we don't use the B word around here. Am I clear?
Okay. Let's go, Marty.
I see. Welcome, detectives. Shall we begin?
The smell of cigarette smoke and cheap mead gave way to something else. An intoxicating woman's perfume mixed with a musty, lush aroma and the essence of expensive liquors. It was as if we'd suddenly descended into another time. We were standing in front of a throne, occupied by a real queen, as if she'd just stepped off the canvas of an old painting. I felt dizzy. I've been in some tough situations in my life, but this time, I shuddered. Would we ever get out of here with our feathers intact?
Welcome to our humble abode, detectives.
Humble? I have a different definition of humble.
Mr. Featherland, we used to live in a huge castle outside the Hive. Compared to that, this hovel is an insult.
Well, an underpaid cop like me would kill for an insult like this.
Come on, Mr. McChicken. Don't be so modest. You've got a quaint little apartment in Hollow Street with a lovely wife. You should be proud.
Wait, what? But how do you know that?
Oh, no need to be frightened, gentlemen. But they call us the Great Web for a reason. We can feel even the smallest vibration of the city from our throne. Our silk threads are everywhere.
Now we can sleep peacefully.
It's the plain truth. And you, dear detectives, are in the truth business, are you not?
According to the book.
And to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, gentle birds?
We're looking for an insect that died, then disappeared.
Ah, I see. Well, make yourselves comfortable. Look around. Snoop. I can sense your hearts beat a little fast. Calm down first, and then we can talk.
You can sense our... But
We'll do just that. Thank you. It's like they're looking at me. Ugh. They have too many eyes for my taste. Maybe after talking to Her Majesty, we'll be needing a couple of stiff shots. Perhaps a tad extravagant. So, can we ask you a few questions?
First, you have to answer us. Why are you so interested in the fate of a mere insect? Did it hurt one of your kind?
Not at all, ma'am. We were hired by someone. A widow.
Oh. So you're altruistic crusaders?
Maybe we were just bored, ma'am.
I've heard you boys have been stirring up a lot of trouble over the last 2 decades. Perhaps this time, you've delved too deep into the hornet's nest.
You think so?
We're certain.
We'll see. If you don't mind, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
Be our guest. We have nothing to hide.
Appreciate it. What can you tell us about the current state of the Hive?
Did you come here with paper bags on your heads? Have you not seen with your eyes?
Well, we'd like to hear it in your words.
As you wish. Since the Segregation Act, our people are suffering more than ever. We are eating ourselves alive. You may think we're being figurative, but we couldn't be more literal. We're running out of flesh, of life, of soul. But before that happens, our patience will run out.
the Segregation Act wasn't good for business either, right?
Correct. We don't want to be seen as the selfless grande dame, or everyone's fairy godmother. No. We were running a thriving business.
You mean a thriving criminal business?
Call it what you like. It was blooming, but the blossom eventually withered. Now we are suffering like everyone else. The Hive is an oil barrel, detectives, and Clawville a crazy old fool with a match in his hand.
Is the barrel gonna explode?
And with it, the old fool.
Well, thanks for your honest opinion.
Not mere opinion. This is our future, gentlemen.
That's quite a throne you've got there.
Why, thank you. It was our late grandmother's 200 years ago.
Whoa, wait, then how old are you?
Do you think it's appropriate to ask such a question of a lady?
For cluck's sake, Marty.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But it is a really beautiful chair.
You're funny. We like you.
Thank the gods.
Are you ready to go a little deeper?
Oh, you mean you're going to interrogate us?
That's one way of putting it. I prefer to call it a controlled conversation.
Interesting. You seem like a rough, crude fellow at first glance. But underneath those ruffled feathers, you have a rather sophisticated soul.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Especially the ruffled feathers part.
Our pleasure. Well, shall we begin?
I'd be delighted. The Queen seems to like us, but that may be a simple disguise. In any case, a veteran criminal like her is probably harder to break than to open with the right honeyed words. Boost her ego. That can be a solid tactic. But either playing the good or the bad cop, nothing is impossible if you ask the right questions in the right tone.
Be forewarned, Detective. What you learn here may shake everything you've ever believed in.
You think I believe in anything? It seems your famous senses have failed you.
We'll see, Mr. Featherland. We'll see.
Please tell us about yourself, Your Majesty. How did you become who you are?
You'd be surprised how little awareness there was in it. Things happened. Years flew by. And suddenly we found ourselves on this throne.
Lucky coincidences?
There are no coincidences, dear Inspector. We just did what we thought was right.
Right? We rarely hear that from the heads of criminal organizations, if I don't offend you.
What is right for someone, and in what situation, is subjective. We've lived our whole lives by a code of what we thought was right.
Isn't that convenient?
Sometimes it is. Sometimes the opposite.
Let's get to the point. Bodies are disappearing from the cemetery, and the clues have led us here. What do you think? Why?
You're not playing games. We appreciate that. Yes, in a way, we understand that some clues could have led you here. But those can be misleading. We know nothing about the missing bodies.
You don't know about them, or you have nothing to do with them. Big difference.
There is a big difference. We've heard things. The Great Web is everywhere. And every little bit of information makes its threads twitch. But no, we have nothing to do with them.
A cemetery caretaker named Joe was knocked down. He barely made it out alive. You know anything about that?
Oh, we know the graveyard beetle. The old stubborn fool. But he's a good insect nonetheless. We won't hurt him if he doesn't cross us.
Has he ever done anything like that?
Not that we know of.
So you have no idea who could have attacked Uncle Joe, and why?
Oh, we never said that. Merely that we didn't do it.
Oh, you're a smart player, Your Majesty.
Oh, thank you very much for the compliment. And if we may make a compliment too, we are glad that you care so deeply about the fate of a simple, old insect.
It's my job.
No. No, it is not.
Let's say I believe you. Do you think the glass was not just a weapon, but also a message?
An interesting theory, and there may be some truth in it. As the place is well known and has been ours for decades, yes, we can see why you might think that.
So you agree that the clues lead logically here?
If it is a message, We did not send it. It would be foolish to leave a clue like that. Unless it leads to a trap. Am I right?
Well, forgive the assumption, but for a spider queen sitting in the middle of the great web, setting a trap seems quite apt.
If so, you would be in big trouble.
And? Is that the case?
No. Not yet. I like you. You're sharp and respectful, most of the time. At least, for a chicken.
You're great at insulting and complimenting at the same time.
Thank you.
Suppose I believe that it wasn't you. Why didn't you take action against it?
You still think we're the feared and dreaded vigilantes of the Hive. Unfortunately, those days are over, Inspector. The Great Web is now more of an information center than a real, viable enterprise.
But information is power, ain't it?
Indeed, it is. But much more so for a place that is not cut off from every other part of the world. We've been enclosed, Mr. Featherland. So the world is slowly but surely passing us by. Unless
you do something about it.
Yes, but that's another story. You know, the people of the Hive don't need the Great Web to express their feelings. Especially their anger.
A hive-sized rebellion, for example.
Of course, neither the city nor the crown wants that. In fact, we don't want it. But sadly, we are no longer the most powerful in the Hive. There are others who say how things are done.
Okay, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who has the reason and the power to do such a thing?
The Golden Fang clan is well entrenched in the Hive. Thanks in part to them, much of our business is no longer, how shall we say, profitable.
The clan, huh? I heard they've been pretty quiet lately.
The fact that a criminal organization doesn't openly blow things up doesn't mean they're not very present, as you well know, Mr. Featherland. And for all we know, you and your partner are very much responsible for the existence of the clan in the first place.
Really? Please, enlighten me.
If the Wessler Empire hadn't fallen, the smaller clans that then waged war for power would never have been born. Am I right?
The Wessler Empire, huh? That was an old case, Your Majesty. If we hadn't stopped that threat, we might have been in even bigger trouble.
Oh, you really think so? That it could be worse than this? The whole city was ravaged by gangs feuding over the remnants of the Wessler Empire. These gang wars have consumed all the attention of the Crown and the police, leaving nothing left for the Hive. One angry insect, fed up, committed an assassination attempt that eventually led to the Segregation Act. See? After all, it all started when the so-called Chicken Police put the head of the Wessler Empire on ice over some petty, little, private matter.
You know, that's kind of a loose and far-fetched hypothesis.
Oh, we haven't covered everything, but you know that in the big picture, we're perfectly right.
I'm beginning to feel like you're interrogating me and not the other way around.
Oh, please don't. We didn't mean to frighten you.
Then may I continue?
We are at your service.
So, it's the Golden Fang clan that's got you and your people in a tight spot. Am I right?
We're not saying they're responsible for the disappearances. But if it wasn't us, they seem the most likely choice.
I have to agree. Are you willing to talk about them?
To a certain extent, yes. As long as it doesn't harm our interests.
Okay, then let's continue the conversation in this vein. Why would the clan need a fresh corpse? What can they do with it?
Did you say fresh? How fresh?
Well, the last one was from yesterday. Why? What do you think?
If they were old carcasses, we'd be ignoring it. But fresh meat is a different matter.
Did you say meat?
Have you seen how many insects walk around the hive missing limbs?
We've had the misfortune to see that, yes.
The Clawvillian gourmets pay fat little fortunes for fresh body parts.
To eat them?
Well, they're not going to put them on display. That's for sure.
So you think the clan sells fresh body parts on the black market?
That could be one reason for digging up bodies. But it could be something else entirely.
Which is?
We don't know, Mr. Featherland. You're the detective, not us. But we're sure you'll get to the bottom of it.
You really do see everything. What do you think the clan is playing for? And where do they get their resources?
For the clan, hiding in the hive was a great idea. But they cut themselves off from the rest of the city with it. So they must have connections or help from beyond the walls.
Another gang? Maybe they've teamed up with someone. The Black Scales. The Furies, maybe.
I don't think so, Mr. Featherland. All the criminal organizations in Clawville are different, but they all have one thing in common. They all want absolute power. That's why they don't really ally themselves with others.
What are you implying? Who can support them from beyond the walls?
Whose interest do you think it would be to aid and abet the clan and get them here? Whose interest is it for the hive to slowly bleed itself dry? For someone who has a problem with the very existence of it.
You mean?
Yes. Exactly, Mr. Featherland.
Sweet, furry, feathered heavens. You claim that the clan is funded by the crown?
We're not saying it is. But the city government is currently benefiting from the fact that the hive is getting on with its little infighting, instead of causing trouble on the big scale. You know, peace negotiations are coming.
Well, what does that have to do with the disappearance of a few bodies of ordinary citizens? Even if it's like you say, isn't that just more fuel for the fire?
It might be. Perhaps it's for a different purpose, Mr. Featherland. That detective, that private eye, who was working on this.
Private Eye?
Frank Castellini. Or, as many called him, Half-Armed Frank, which we always thought was funny. Because he was only one arm short of 4.
Shit. Frank.
The fool was obsessed with pursuing Mick and the clan. He discovered something significant. Maybe he found out exactly where they were hiding. In any case, it certainly pissed off the monkey. Because Mick's got a big bounty on poor Frank's head.
That's bad. That's really bad. Well, thank you for telling me this.
We're surprised to say it ourselves. But we're glad we could help.
You see? That's what I'm talking about. So Frank Castellini, right? We know him. In fact, I'd say we're friends.
We thought cops didn't like private eyes.
Frank's helped us out with a lot in the past, and in return, we'd turn a blind eye when he snooped where he shouldn't have.
There was a time when cooperation between animals and insects was commonplace.
I was just a chick then, Your Majesty, but my partner lived in the Hive's neighborhood for quite some time.
Oh, really?
It used to be a great neighborhood, ma'am.
If this was meant to make us sympathize with you and your cause, you've succeeded. You see, we're old and sentimental. But we're something else, too.
Beautiful.
Thank you. But that's not what we meant. We're practical, which means if you really want our help, you'll have to do something for us in return.
Seems like a fair offer. We're listening.
Frank was never a friend, nor an enemy. He's the kind of man who doesn't belong to either side. Always walking in the shades between them. But not so long ago, we had a quarrel. And he's taken something from us that's very dear to our hearts.
You want us to bring back this something?
Bring it back? No, we don't want it back. You won't be able to do that. Just tell us where it is. We'll take care of the rest.
You're being deliberately vague, am I right?
Sometimes it's best if you know exactly what you need to know. If you get the information we want, you can guarantee the Great Web will be on your side when you clash with the Golden Fang clan.
When, not if.
We have no doubt that if you follow the trail your friend Frank has set out on, it will eventually lead you to the clan's trap.
Okay, you got a deal. We'll meet again soon.
I look forward to it, detectives. But I'd hurry if I were you. Your friend Frank could be in serious trouble.
Furry hell. Frank. What has he got himself into?
Exactly what we're about to get ourselves into, partner. If you're ready.
What do you mean, ready? I'm always ready. In fact, I was born ready.
I don't mean that. I just mean, what's going on with you and Laura? There's enough shit going on. I don't want to stir up any more.
Cluck that. It's what you do best, Boss Bird. And let's keep it that way, okay? You drive, I follow, we get shot at, we survive, but just barely, and most importantly, we don't talk about personal shit. Deal?
You know, buddy, that's the best deal I ever heard.
Now you're talking. Cluck, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, me too.
What now?
We're going in. We're gonna find Frank alive and well.
Great plan. Can I bring Bertha? What? I swear I won't shoot you with it. Again?
Oh, thanks, partner. That's real nice of you.
At least not on purpose.
What?
What? Nothing. Maybe they know something about Frank. We could ask them.
The fewer people who know we're here, the better, Marty. Remember, this is hostile territory.
Because we're chickens?
Yeah, but mostly because we're cops. I hope he's okay.
What about this? Someone left his home?
Very funny.
I'm not joking.
That's a shame, Marty. That's a shame. Are you ready?
No, but who cares, right?
Right. Let's go. Just when you thought you were prepared for everything. Well, we weren't. It was dark. Then, as our eyes slowly adjusted to the lack of light, we saw him. Ah, damn it, Frank. What have you done to yourself? What have you got yourself into? And then I thought, if I don't get off this case, is that how I'm gonna end up too?
Douse me with nectar and light me with fire. If it isn't the bloody chicken, please.
Hello, Frank. How are you feeling?
You know, Sonny, we insects breathe through little holes anyway. So I just got more air in my windpipes, right?
Stop talking, Frank. We'll get you out of here and you'll be fine.
Hell you will. You always were an incurable optimist, Marty. You can see your way out of a ship that's both on fire and sinking, eh?
Well, actually, that really happened once.
Listen, Frank, who did this?
Not just who, Sonny. It's who and why.
Well, then who and why?
Oh, damn it, man. It hurts like hell.
I know, buddy. I know. But...
Now listen. And keep your non-existent ears pointed. Chickens?
Yes, Frank.
Oh, fuck.
Come on, Frank. What were you gonna say?
We are meat.
What? What's that, Frank?
Cluck, he's delirious.
No, you idiots. Don't you understand? Meat is us.
I understand, but...
He's talking nonsense, Sonny.
Shit. The light. I see the fucking light. It's here.
Don't go there, Frank, please.
It's really bright.
Frank.
Plucking hell.
Frank.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's over.
I know.
Meat is us.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know, Marty, but we're gonna find out.
And if we end up like this?
Frank dug something up he shouldn't have. And he spat in somebody's face. Somebody who shouldn't be messed with.
I know that formula.
Yeah, me too.
So?
Let's take a good look around. Maybe we can figure out exactly what Frank was talking about. May the great wild ones rest his soul.
Or the big bright light or whatever they call it. Anywho, farewell, buddy.
Come on, let's get to work.
This is not a good sign.
No, it's not.
Had he gone mad? I mean, was someone or something driving him crazy?
He was completely consumed by what he was working on. And I'm afraid that's what led to his death.
Shit.
Chicken shit.
Riots in the Hive, the King, the MEAT, the fall of the Westler Empire. This is an incoherent mess.
There must be a system to it. But unfortunately, only Frank would know it.
Do you really think we're in the middle of some big conspiracy?
It's too early to say, but we can't leave it at that. Frank was involved in something serious.
So what do we do? Are we gonna interrogate the King?
Maybe. Better not. I mean, not yet. But later.
Oh, wild ones. This is gonna be a joyride. Look, there's something interesting here. A letter. Shall we read it?
Can't hurt Frank now, can it? And anyway, it's been opened already.
Perfect argument.
Now, let's see. Everything here is covered in it. Old newspaper articles, ancient files, obscure memos, and all sorts of crazy scribbles. Zelina.
That must be the Spider Queen's daughter. So,
Frank helped her escape the Hive and Clawville.
seems like it. Wait. For the Great Wild Ones, if the Queen finds out about this, she'll have us hanged.
Well, she can't hurt Frank now, but she can hurt us. Who knows how she'll react to this news?
And we made her a promise. So, what do we do?
We have two options. We tell her the truth, or we lie to her. Simple as that.
I don't like either.
Welcome to the real world, buddy boy. All tough decisions, no reward.
Ah, feathers. What do we do with them now? Call the police?
Not yet.
Sonny, the rules, the big book.
You're kidding me, right?
Of course I'm kidding. I love breaking the rules.
Joking aside, we need to know more before we make this case official. You know our colleagues would just bag him, clean the place up, and be done with it. I mean, he was just a bug.
They wouldn't even open a file on him.
It's unlikely.
So, what now?
We know someone who can help.
Oh, no, you don't mean him, do you?
Yes, I do. Bubo. Well, the old ex-coroner owes us a few favors.
Ugh, don't we owe him a few?
Well, it's basically the same thing.
Okay, so we're gonna cruise around with a clucking dead body?
No. We're bringing Bubo here. Once he's examined him, we'll give Frank a proper burial. Don't worry. But first, we have to finish what he started. And we gotta leave no trace that we were ever here.
Like ghosts.
Exactly.
Chicken ghosts. Or ghost chickens.
Are you finished?
Oh yeah, I'm finished. Clucking feathery hell.
You took the word right out of my beak, partner.
How long have we known the old bug?
I don't know, 10 years, something like that.
I was just a chick back then. A greenhorn little snot next to you.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Fond memories.
Yeah, we had some.
Well, rest in peace, Frank. May the great light shine upon you. Although I don't know if you were religious or not, but...
I think Frank only believed in one thing. The truth.
Wow. That was... nice.
I can be nice.
Yeah, sure.
Good old Dr. Bubo. He used to be a coroner at the station, but he was fired a couple of years ago. Too many organs and chemicals disappeared while the old bird's secret lab just kept growing and growing. Since then, the place has become a kind of backstreet clinic, frequented by criminals and bent cops. I can't count how many times we've been stitched up by the old owl. Of course, we never asked for anesthetic. We were too scared of losing an organ or two when we woke up, if we woke up. So it's mostly pain that comes to mind when Bubo's name comes up. But the fact is that the owl was a fantastic pathologist in his day, so he may have some useful information. Are you ready?
Can anyone ever be ready for him?
Well, not really.
Well, let's get this over with.
Hey, Bubo, you old owl.
Ooh, I really didn't need you guys. Shot, cut, burn, or what? Spit it out quickly. I'm having a bad day.
It's nighttime, Bubo.
Day, night, day, who cares? It doesn't make any difference for me. So, what do you want?
What if we just wanted to say hello to an old friend?
Yeah, and I'm the featherless holy virgin swan, eh?
Okay. There are a few things you might be able to help us with.
Have you been in a no-go zone again?
Something like that. There's this case that takes us to some pretty dark and strange places.
There's always a case with dark and strange places.
Have you heard of the distant light?
Woo-hoo, in the Hive. You're not messing around, are you? Okay, I'm interested in this one. Just a little.
So, can we ask you a few questions?
Since you're already here, But don't take too deep a sniff. I spilled some chemical, and the truth is, I don't even know what it was. If we're lucky, we'll just get a little stoned.
What a prospect. No coffee?
You don't want to drink the coffee I drink, Marty, my boy. Trust me.
Okay.
So, ask your silly detective questions. Can't you see I have 100 things to do?
Well, no, not really.
Sonny always has some silly detective questions. He's really good at that.
And you could be better at shutting the cluck up.
Ooh, I miss this so much.
Corpses are disappearing from the cemetery in the Hive, Bubo. Have you heard anything about this?
You're asking me, of all people?
We know you were deep in the Clawville organ trade in the past. We're not here to judge.
Well, I am.
Those times are history, okay? I'm off the organs, or any other body parts. I've been clean for 7 years.
Okay, that's not why we're here. Have you heard anything about the disappearances?
Afraid not. But if I ever get any salesmen peddling insect organs knocking on my door, you'll be the first to know.
Thanks. The truth is, we're not here to chat.
What a stunning surprise.
Remember Frank? Frank Castellini?
The three-toothed walrus guy?
No, but almost.
Oh, yeah. I know. The one-eyed jaguar with that ridiculous squeaky voice.
What? No, don't be silly.
Then I don't know who. Tell me.
The horned beetle detective from the Hive.
Ah, you mean half-armed Frank. Why didn't you say so? What's with that poor bugger? He owes me $20.
Well, you're not getting that 20 back anytime soon.
I knew that son of a bum would run away.
He's dead. Oh, indeed. And we need you to examine him.
Here we go. I knew you'd drag me into some crazy suicide scenario. But no. The answer is no. I don't do bugs.
You don't do bugs? What are you, a buggish?
No, you clucking duck. But as much as it may not seem like it, I like to live. And I'd still like to be doing it in the future.
Come on, old bird.
Anyone who's been involved in insect issues since the Segregation Act won't last long. It's just the way it is. And your two pretty eyes ain't gonna change that, Martin.
So I have pretty eyes?
Look, buddy boy, I don't need this shit. But Frank was our friend. He was your friend too, or something.
Is that a yes?
No, that's a But fine. Okay, bring him here and I'll check him out.
What? Bring him here?
What did you think? That I was gonna dissect someone in a dark little hole in the Hive?
Clark in hell. Okay.
Okay?
We'll get his body.
Fine. And hurry. But also make sure he's out of here without a trace.
We will, Bubo. And thanks. We owe you one.
Don't say that yet, Sonny. Something tells me it's gonna be a long, long night.
Well, I wasn't planning on going home anyway.
Let's go.
Feathers. Frank's gone.
Someone else got to him first.
What do you mean someone else? Who the cluck needs a dead bug?
The same clucker who digs up the bodies in the graveyard.
Oh, yeah, you've got a point.
We need to take a good look around. The culprits must have left some kind of clue.
How the hell can you be so calm?
Rest assured, Marty, I'm not.
Whoever did this, I'm gonna finish him off. This is now personal.
Good, make it personal. That's always the best way.
I think the big book says the exact opposite.
You see, son, that's why I don't read. Damn, Frank.
Look, there's something in there.
What do you see? There's nothing else here, just this stain.
What about this?
It's a tooth, Marty. Or a fang, to be more precise.
Made of gold. It doesn't get much more on the nose than that, does it?
Just confirms our suspicions.
The Golden Fang clan collects dead bugs?
And murder is probably also on their agenda.
But why did they leave it here? Is it some kind of message?
Or Frank knocked it out before he was killed.
I don't get this, Boss Bird.
Well, I have a hunch. But it's getting late. Let's figure this out in my office.
You mean in that dark little hole you call home?
If I remember correctly, you don't have any place better at the moment.
You're right. I'll zip it.
Good. Let's make like chickens and get the cluck out of here.
Ah, the smell of dust and broken dreams. But what's with all these boxes?
I'm leaving soon, Marty, for good. Soon as we get this case out of the way.
Ah, yes. You're around the wilderness trip, right? But really, you'll just leave everything and never come back? I mean, you're friends?
Friends?
Yeah, friends. Like me. Or Monica, or...
There's nothing to tie me here, Marty. Since Molly left.
Molly.
What?
Always Molly. How many years has it been? Do you even remember?
Yeah, I remember. Every single miserable day.
Jeez, old bird, can you even hear yourself? Shouldn't you be...
What, Marty?
Moving on. Get on with your life. If you don't have someone to stay for, go and get someone worth staying for.
Oh, yeah, sure, because it's that simple.
Yes, it's exactly that simple. It would be, if you wanted to.
Marty, please, don't cluck about things you don't understand.
You're right. I'm not in your shoes. That's fair. But to leave everything and just go off into the wilds? Sure, it sounds romantic, but do you even know where you're going?
I have no clucking idea, and I don't care.
But I do.
Look, let's just finish this, okay? That's all I ask.
Yeah, okay.
So, let's get our act together and see what we've got.
A mysterious woman, missing bodies, the Golden Fang clan, the Spider Queen, and Frank. All in one night. This could be a new record.
Concentrate, Marty. We need to piece together a logical chain of events from this whole mess.
Yeah, let's investigate the cluck out of this shit.
Is that your new slogan?
Yeah.
Work on it. This Milo guy was working in the textile factory, which suddenly closed down.
So he started to work for Frank, our old pal.
But the job wasn't long-lived. Neither was he. and even his body disappeared.
Along with several other bodies, so his wife came to you.
Who didn't paint a pretty picture of the Hive.
And then we found a clue in the cemetery that drew us to the distant light.
Where we learned a lot from the Spider Queen. For example, that the Golden Fang rules the Hive and is keeping them in its thrall.
And that our old friend Frank was neck deep in it.
Sadly, Frank won't be providing us with information.
Unless it's from beyond the grave.
And then his body disappeared.
Which we have to find.
And we know where to look. But we're gonna need some heavy artillery for the job.
And we can't pursue this case officially.
So we have to keep it a secret.
Quite a prospect. The Chicken Police are back in action.
Shut up, Marty. A picture was beginning to form. Not clear, not a masterpiece, but I could pick out details already. Worrying details. A queen of a hidden world. A king of a dying world. Graves dug up. Bodies missing. A golden fang. And a dead friend. Quite a night. Marty's here, and he's confident as ever. But I can see the skin on the corner of his beak twitching a little. He's holding on tight as he rides along with me on yet another crazy, dangerous, and overly mysterious case. But he should be at home to save his crumbling marriage. I should be somewhere else, too, on that round-the-world trip I've been planning for so long. But yeah, this is me. This is us. Chicken Police till the end. Well, that end may be close.
3, 2, 1.
What a wonderful coincidence.
Something tells me you don't believe in coincidences.
I guess we need to ask the locals where to find them.
Stop being such a chicken, Cassidy. The Chicken Police are here.
I used to work cases with those guys, but I had to give it up. The pay was chicken feed.
Hey, why'd you bring that up?
Because I'm mean, and I enjoy it.